in collaboration with Nairametrics Nigeria.
All right. As always, we always have an interesting guest in the studio with us. Okay, his name is Define. My name is Bukola.
Yeah, Rafi.
We always have an interesting guest in the studio with us. His name is Christopher Abiodun. He's co-founder and chief technology officer, FarmCrowdy. Good morning, Christopher. How are you?
Hello, Bukola. Good morning. If I
Yeah,
very well.
morning. Morning.
All right. So it's Colin Ifeanyi this morning. Ugo couldn't make it, but the show must go on.
Yeah, clearly. So Christopher, you are the co-founder and chief technology officer of FarmCrowdy. Is there any other thing you'd like to tell us?
About you, what you do. Don't be humble about it, though. I'm not saying be proud, but at the same time, I know you want to be modest. Just tell us. Let's have an idea of what it is.
Okay, so if I'm not working in FarmCrowdy, if I'm not being the chief technology officer,
Yes.
I'm looking at new technologies all around the world. I'm fascinated by electric vehicles. I love Tesla. Sorry.
Everybody loves Tesla.
Play pool. I play pool. I play snooker. I bowl a lot, and thank God they've opened the bowling alley. So fantastic.
Okay. That's interesting. So, but what exactly is FarmCrowdy?
Okay, so FarmCrowdy started in 2016, and we started as the leading agri-tech platform that helps smallholder farmers achieve food security by taking funds from ordinary Nigerians who want to see agriculture boom and help the farmers. But we have morphed twice since then. So we moved into agri as the core, and we shedded off the crowdfunding part. But now, this year, we are now focused on building technology to support all farmers and agribusinesses to boost food production with better yields, lower costs, and smarter marketing.
All right. So initially, it was about you raising funds for the farmers or people coming on board as investors. I don't understand.
Yes. So when we started as a crowdfunding platform. You can call it that, where we have a platform that people put in their monies and we aggregate all that money, buy inputs, take it to the farmers, stay with them, teach them how to use it, mop up the harvest, sell it to prearranged buyers, give because we call them sponsors, people that put their monies on the platform. We give them their monies back, we give them a return, and we give the farmers a return, and we take a part of the return. So we call it 40-40-20. So 40% of the return goes to the sponsor, 40% of the return goes to the farmer, and 20% we keep.
All right.
That was what we started with.
Does it work like that? Hello, Christopher.
What did you say?
Does this work like that? Because you said that was how you started initially.
No. No. It has changed twice since then. So early last year, we dumped the crowdfunding part.
Okay.
So we didn't dump it. What we did was we created another entity out of the crowdfunding part. We wanted to focus solely on agriculture and farming and so on and so forth. And after doing that, we heard that SEC was going to bring out a regulation for crowdfunding. And of course, if that had happened, it would have affected us as a crowdfunding platform and as an agri-based technology company. So we decided to split it. So if SEC comes, they come to the crowdfunding company, which is CrowdyVest. It's our impact partner.
Okay, so what's the inspiration?
So we are agri and tech. We are doing what we do.
Okay, before FarmCrowdy, what was life like? What were you into before FarmCrowdy? And where did the inspiration come from?
Okay, so I used to consult for Bielsa State through another consultant on their security task force. So I built their platform that they use for taking in data for emergencies and so on and so forth. And I got a call from the CEO of FarmCrowdy. He's a very good friend of mine. We've known for over 16 years. I was actually his best man at his wedding. So he
Oh, I
called
wish I
me.
was like this.
So anything technology, he calls me and we do it together. We've been doing stuff together since then, since 16 years ago. So he called me 2016, really early, I think January or so, and he told me about this idea. And I told him, yes, I would like to be part of it. I would like to build it with you and do this with you. And I said, okay. So that's how the journey started. Picked out some of his other friends, one in finance, one with data, one in agric, I'm in tech, and we joined heads together, and this is where we are now.
All right, so he got a bunch of professionals to make it work.
Yes, you can call it that.
How old is FarmCrowdy now?
FarmCrowdy will be 4 years old, November 14th, 2020.
So talking about the agricultural space, how would you say we're faring? I know you handle technology, but you have a fair idea of what goes on operation-wise. So how are we faring as a country agric-wise? You have to take a deep breath.
How are we faring? Okay, so there's a lot of planting going on. That I can tell you for free. A lot of planting is going on, but it goes beyond planting. And sorry, I'm trying to pick my words. Sorry. Okay, full blast. A lot of planting going on, but there are a lot of post-harvest losses. Farmers don't have where to sell. Even if they do, they don't know how to get it to where it's supposed to get to, like the markets or the end users. They have their regular markets, but people don't come there to buy as much as they produce.
So there's a lot of waste, right?
There's a lot of waste. There's about 40% waste.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is a lot. It is a lot.
Yes, it is. Yes.
So it looks like people, that means we're not venturing into the aspect of preservation as well. We're just planting and we're not thinking of preserving and...
So there are some efforts into preservation, silos, and so on and so forth, but it's just not enough. It's not enough at all.
What's the solution?
The solution is we need a lot of people to get into the agribusiness value chain, not just planting. Everybody wants to get land and plant, but it goes beyond that. There are many places you can key into the agribusiness value chain that can help the entire thing. You can build roads, access roads to the farms to make it easier for people to get in and get out. One, you can build places to preserve the goods. You can build processing plants to process whatever is farmed, whatever is harvested. And these processing plants should be close to where the farmers are, so that it doesn't take too long to get there, because there are some produce that once you take it out of the ground, you need to process it within 48 hours. Yes, there are some of them like that, even less. So we need to plug in more into the agribusiness value chain, not just planting.
That's an interesting one. So the opportunity abounds that we're actually not
Yes.
making use of.
Yes, there's a lot of opportunity in that space.
Yeah. What kind of challenges did you face with the whole COVID-19 drama, the lockdown, and all of that? So what kind of challenges did you face?
Okay, so challenges, I think we had opportunities.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, so because we are into agriculture, people needed food, people couldn't go anywhere. So that made us build a platform called FarmCrowdy Foods. Now, FarmCrowdy Foods is more B2C, that's business to customer. So you get on the mobile application and you order for anything you want, from meat to groceries to anything edible. So we source for it from the main market and from the farms, source for it and deliver to the customer. That started in, I think, April of this year. And so, like I said, it wasn't a challenge, it was a huge opportunity, and we plugged it in.
So that created another aspect of the business now that you have to do home deliveries to customers. Okay.
Yes, so we already have aggregation, but that's B2B. Processors needed stuff, and we have our platform where you make inquiries, then we take produce from here, from the farmer, from the farm gate to the processors. But now, when COVID came, we saw that customers needed to eat and they couldn't move.
So competition, how do you deal with competition? Who would you define as your competition?
So because we lead the market in I don't want to go back to crowdfunding, but in this type of innovation, we see competition as a way to move ahead of competition. The space is really large. Like everybody will say, there's space for everybody, but we decide not to look at competition and look at what they're doing. Frankly, they look at us to see what we're doing and try to copy what we're doing.
Yeah. So what sets you apart from the competition now?
So what sets us apart are the people that work with us. I would say technology, yes, but the people that work with us are fantastic people. So first of all, you need to get really good people that share the dream and are ready to work and make this happen and go beyond just your 9 to 5 or your basic salary and JD, as they put it. Go beyond that and put in the work to make this dream blossom the more.
Okay, we have a question for you from a listener. It says, please ask Mr. Abiodun why they insist we should submit our BVN and block those of us who refuse to submit it from further transactions with
it. So that question is from CrowdyVest. And I'd like to stay with FarmCrowdy, but let me just do that. So the CBN, of course, has mandated that you need to know who is transacting on your platform. The only way we can actually know, and so they are the ones that set the rules. If you go to your bank and you're asking them why they're asking for your BVN, then I think they'll just send you to CBN. The CBN has mandated that if you are going to do a level of KYC, which is know your customer, you have to ask for more things. If they're transacting more than 5,000 naira on your platform, you need to ask for some certain type of information to know exactly who is doing this transaction. It's just because of fraud. And the thing is, it's to their own advantage. We're trying to protect them. We don't use that BVN. We don't share data with anybody. But we need to know that you are the one that is transacting with us. If you put a wrong name and you put a BVN, it won't work. You need to put the same thing so that we can use it. We can't use your BVN. Nobody can use your BVN to do
security reasons, so it makes sense. So tell us, funding this program, yes, we talked about FarmCrowdy, you getting funds from other people and, helping farmers as well. So what other means now have you engaged in raising funds, and how do you decide to generate more funds or scale up in the future?
Okay, so like any typical startup right now, you raise funds by shedding equity. You sell some of your shares and either by, what do you call it, convertible notes or straight up equity. We did that twice from 2017, and we did that last year also. In total, we've raised about $2.3 or $2.4 million. The $4 million, sorry, the $400 there approximately came from GSMA as a grant to build more technology for our farmers. This came in 2018. So that has been used to fuel salaries and all that. Now, to scale. Now, this is why I said we morphed our company twice. Because once you start the company and you see that this will drag you back, this will not make you jump as far as you can go, you need to shed some things, delegate to other sectors and so on and so forth. In future, of course, we are seeking funding. I think we're actually in a Series A funding round right now. If you want to plug in, please plug in right now.
So you're still raising funds. You can have outsiders come, contribute as well to be part of it. So you become an investor.
Yes.
You can say you're an investor.
So not just us.
Okay. All right.
So how
yes, if you have about $1 million. Yes.
About what did you just say?
If you have about $1 million, yes, come and take part of FarmCrowdy.
Oh.
It's not impossible now.
If I don't mind me, Jerry, how am I asking like
how capital intensive is the business?
Okay, so it's It's capital intensive. And like I said, that's one of the reasons we've been able to shed some weight and remodel business, our business. So right now we've been able to remodel it into 6 different parts, powered by technology fully. We have the FarmCrowdy structured finance, which provides farmers and low income earners with small loans or small capital to do their work. We have the FarmCrowdy aggregation, which goes to smallholder farmers to mop up their harvest and take it to big companies, big processors that need. So farmers plant. We don't want to engage in actual planting again. We just want to want to be an enabler using technology to enable. Take aggregation, harvest from farmers and take it to the processors. Anything any farmer has planted, we enable that. Then we have FarmCrowdy Foods that serves the general public. You want food, you want meat, you got get on the app and make your order. We also have FarmCrowdy Insurance. So we're not an insurance company, but we know that these farmers have things they need to insure, like their life, like their health, like their produce. So we liaise with different insurance holders, insurance companies to give insurance to these people that need it. Tiny, tiny packages that make a huge deal. They have malaria, they don't know what to do. They're afraid of the bill. But once they walk into the hospital, they get treated because they've paid X amount for the whole year. Then we have FarmCrowdy marketing that helps different smallholders or small scale businesses to push their products out. If you have seen our campaigns, you will know that it is actually top notch. And the last part, which is, I won't say is the best, but that's the one that holds everybody, is the technology and data. FarmCrowdy technology and data helps everybody, including we at FarmCrowdy, to get technology that we need to get and get the right data, because you need data to work with anybody you need to work with.
And that is how you can actually make proper decisions too, because it's part of what we suffer in Nigeria. We don't have adequate data to make our decisions.
Data, yes.
Yeah. It's very important. So it's not like you're going to divert from planting, or are you going to leave planting totally, or you're still going to be part of planting?
So the problem with being able to give farmers monies or input, the problem there is you need to be there to make sure that they're using that input for what they said they want to use it for, and they're doing it right. Because at the end of the day, it's a loan. A lot of the times it's a loan. So you have to recoup that money back. So we will not be there to plant for them, but we'll be there to show them what to do, teach them how to do it, and help them to mop up and sell their produce. So we are hand-holding them without being neck deep into the planting itself.
Okay, we need to take a break.
Yes, we need to take a short break. We'll be back. Don't forget, you can also be a part of this. We're at Classic FM 973 on Twitter and 0909-217-2973 via WhatsApp. We'll take a short break. We're back in a moment.
We have Christopher Abiodun with us in the studio. He's co-founder of FarmCrowdy, and we're talking agriculture this morning. Is very, very, very essential. And let's take a look at some of your questions. It says here, how much minimum can I invest and at what interest rate? Christopher, did you get that?
Yes, I did. So, like I said, we no longer do crowdfunding. So you can go to crowdyverse.com. All your answers will be there when it comes to investing monies.
Okay, all right. So we move on to that. We move on. So tell us your staff strength. What is your staff strength like? And I hope you don't have so much of staff turnover where people leave, you train, they leave, they train, they leave, and some people actually have that challenge with their business.
Okay, so we are approximately 50 here, and we work out of Lagos, Abuja, Kaduna, Edo, Nasarawa. Yeah. So, like you said, people leave, So for us, the kind of culture that we've built is like a staying culture where you come in and it's a totally different environment entirely from the regular 9 to 5 place that people work. And it's like one big happy family, and people just stay. And like I said, not just for the money. Of course, the money is important, but not just for the money, but for the dream. and how the dream is being pursued. If you come to the office, you will see exactly what I'm saying.
Okay. You interact with some of these local farmers. Do you have a problem of trust? You know, some people established in that traditional farming idea of, you know, you farm your thing, you take it to the buyer yourself. Do you have a problem? Any kind of problem with that?
So initially, when we started, of course, trust is trust. So it's not even trusting the person. That's we. It's trusting the process and the system. These
Okay.
farmers already they have a way they plant, they have a way they water, they have a way they harvest and all that. And modern technology has shown that there are a lot of problems with that type of way. So not problems per se, but there are little tweaks you can do to that process that would increase your yield. And if you go and tell a farmer who has been doing this for decades and his father has been doing it for decades, they will just look at you like, who are these small children?
What do they know?
And so what we do in that instance is that's then we get a handful of them through their village heads and all that. And let's even do a pilot. So do a pilot, and these farmers now see that the yield is higher than what they are doing, and they gradually come to our side. So what they see is value. If you can show them value, then they will jump on it. You can't show them value when you go to meet them immediately. It is gradual. Over time, when they see that this farmland is doing a lot better, then they will come. So that has been our experience when we were engaging in production, core production.
So what do you have the farms? All in different parts of Nigeria, or?
Yes, we have farms. So we are coming. We so first of all we have touch points with 182,000 farmers, 182, and we've cultivated about who have cultivated about 20,000 acres across the country in 16 value chains. There are 13 crops and 3 local crops in 6 states of the country.
Okay. But as a farmer, let's say I'm listening to you this morning and I'm thinking, I want to be a part of this. How do I go about that?
Yeah,
Yes, so you just
someone's asking for your website as well.
Go ahead, Chris.
yes, www.farmcrowdy.com. You can send us an email at info@farmcrowdy.com. Just send us an email about who you are, what you farm, if it's crops, how large is your farm, how long have you been farming, and what exactly is your challenge. We kind of know what the challenge is, but we need you to say it yourself so that we'll know how to plug in. We're currently registering farmers all across the country because that is the number one thing that needs to be done. You get your data first. Once you get your data, then you can be exposed to finance and insurance and so on and so forth.
Okay. Is there anything in particular that you look out for before you sign someone onto the platform? Hello, Chris.
Hello, Chris.
Yes. I said, is there anything in particular that you look out for before you sign someone to the platform, a farmer?
That's the farmer or the user?
The farmer now. Or the
Okay, the farmer. So what we look at is it needs to be the person. If it's for crops, it needs to be in a farming community. We might not be able to deal with farmers individually in just maybe one person in Ekpe, one person in so on and so forth. It has to be farming community where we can deploy a lot of assets to work with them. So this is the approach we're taking while we're in core production. So to hold them accountable, we know that they have associations. We know that they have heads of communities like chiefs. Those are the ones that know who they are. So if you tell us this is who you are, give us all the data. Come to you through your chief or the head of that association. They would have more data about you, about your character, and so on and so forth. So we don't just jump and work with these farmers. After getting their data, we go to who they report to, like a higher authority to hold them accountable.
All right. That is quite interesting. Well, someone didn't get your website and they would like you to repeat it before we go because we're winding down now.
Okay, the website is www.farmcrowdy.com.
So tell us, What is that strap line that you use? You know, that mantra that keeps you going.
Before we get there, sorry, Nicola, I want to ask you a question. You know, there's a focus on agriculture here in Nigeria. What kind of support do you get from the government?
Okay, the government has a lot of programs targeted at companies that position themselves as enablers in the agribusiness value chain. One of them is the Anchor Growers program. The other one is from the Federal Ministry of Agriculture. So once you can prove that you've been in this business for a while and you have data of these farmers, this is your track record, they will work hand in hand with you to deploy inputs. They won't give you the money. So you have to deploy the input to the farmers. It's best to work with inputs than with cash, just to know how these things go. So the government is really doing a lot. The CBN doing a lot. The federal government doing a lot.
So there's a lot to support agriculture.
Yes, there is.
If you decide to embark on it. Okay, as we go, tell us, what is that word? What's your mantra? What makes you tick?
Okay, so for me, it's be the change you want to see.
Be the change you want to see.
Be the change you want to see. If you want, yes, if you want change.
It's not just about you criticizing. It has to start from you.
Yes, do it so that you see it and do it with you.
Go back to Michael Jackson all the time. Man in the mirror.
Man in the mirror.
Yeah, thank you so much, Christopher Abiodun, for coming on this morning. He's co-founder of FarmCrowdy. And one more time, your website, and we're done.
Yeah.
The website is www.farmcrowdy.com. Thank you.
Social media?
Social media is FarmCrowdy NG on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
All right, Christopher, thank you very much. Once again, have yourself a fantastic day ahead.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, then. Take care.
Business Half Hour comes your way every Monday at 8 o'clock and runs all the way till 8:30 on TCMS, the Classic Morning Show on Classic FM 97.3 station that plays every song. We'll take a short break. TCMS will continue in a few minutes. Non-stop.